Welcome to Uncommon Sense, where we're having uncommon sense conversations, trying to make sense of it all. And I'm just telling you, it's crazy trying to make sense of this stuff going on right now. Jay Howard, along with Michael B. Wright Sr., big brother Mo Better. How you doing, my boy?
Fine there, Stillman College. What your side looking like that, player?
Well, you know, Payne, we hanging in there, brother. We hanging in there. We're black and we're proud. That's all we got.
I ain't 1911. I hear you. I hear you.
That's all we got.
I hear you, 1911. That's all we need. That's all we need. That.
06?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. 06 right there, buddy.
Man. All day long, man.
Man, there's so much stuff going on, my brother.
Yeah, I quit.
Where do you start?
I ain't starting. I ain't starting nowhere. I quit. I am done.
I know that.
I am too young for this. I quit. Yeah,
I know that's right, bro. Well, first to start off the show. Got to give a tribute. To the one and only. You remember what's happening, right?
Yeah, man.
With my girl D. You know what's happening. And I was like, what? Say what? What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. D, what's happening, man?
That's it, man.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, she passed away at the rightful age of 60 years old. And say she was suffering with cancer. So, you know, shouts out to the family, our thoughts and our prayers to them. Actually, D, by the name of Dr. Danielle Spencer. Mm-hmm. And also she was a graduate of Tuskegee University.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
She was a veterinarian par excellence.
Yeah,
man.
So she's truly gonna be missed here on this side.
She is, man. It's nothing like the classes, man. What's happening?
Nothing
you know,
like
Fred Sanford and Sons, man.
Oh,
Mama's
man.
house. Yeah, man.
Man, when I look at TV, I just got to look at Fred. I got to look at him. You know,
Fred
just give me a laugh or something. Let me laugh.
Fred and George, boy. It's the classics.
Yeah, Doc. There she is right there, Doc.
Yeah, there she is. He was something serious. Yeah, man.
Something serious, man.
Yeah, that shit right there, man. Rerun and all them, man.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah, but she was life of the party, man. That girl, she come at you.
She come at you, straight at you. She was the real little sister. You hear me?
You know what? That was some chemistry there, man. But yeah, they don't come like that no more, man. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Brother. They don't make them like they used to, brother.
No, man, they don't come like that no more, man. So, but like you said, man, thank God for the memories.
Yep.
Thank God that again she gave us 60 years on this side.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Now, getting to the madness.
So soon?
I know, so soon. So soon? Can we just stay there with D?
Just gonna snatch that off. Just snatch the back.
Yeah, we might as well go on in. All
right, let's see where we land tonight.
Now, the Supreme Court's role in holding back blacks in voting.
Oh, Lord. And this surprises you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
But the Supreme Court, we going to the highest court.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can see why that could happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's run this beautiful beam footage right now here on Uncommon Sense.
Supreme Court is trying to hide its plan to prevent black people from voting and rig elections for Republicans. This is bad, like very, very bad. Last Friday, the Supreme Court dropped a hint towards their plan to destroy fair elections. You probably didn't hear about it, and that's part of the plan, according to Pema Levy and Mother Jones. The court's announcement that it'll pick up Louisiana v. Calais signals they're ready and eager to dismantle the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The monumental legislation was a major turning point for the civil rights movement, guaranteeing equal protection for minority voters and that their districts would fairly and accurately represent their populations. The Voting Rights Act was necessary because previously, white people literally owned black people, so finally giving them access to fair elections was the least we could do. The case in Louisiana was brought forth by a bunch of racist white people who say that the Voting Rights Act is racist against white people, saying that the equal treatment of minority voters is actually discrimination against white voters, partly because of racism, and also because people of color and black people are more likely to vote Democrat. Republicans want to make it so that they have the legal ability to gerrymander the shit out of the country to make it harder for their votes to count as much as white people's votes do. What's happening in Texas is just the beginning. All states will be able to gerrymander elections to serve the political party they favor, and a state that is only 40% white will be majority white controlled. None of what's happening is a coincidence. This is a well thought out, well coordinated, and well researched attack on many, many levels. Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, along with other leading conservative figures, have been working on this plan since pre-Reagan, and their plan to capture all levels of government, including the courts, has worked. I usually try to end my videos with some hope, but for this one, I can't find it. This is just scary, and we will fight this together.
Wow. There it is, bro.
Live and living color, that doctor.
Live and in living color. Of course, we know what's going on in Texas, but that's just going to spread throughout the whole nation.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, just like when he took over DC,
yeah.
LA was a test pilot, man.
Right.
That's what test pilot. So right. Well, that's all this is, man. And finally, again, you have a stooge big enough that you can push this stuff through, and so it's not a surprise, definitely. Right. Like this been going on since pre-Reagan, so this ain't nothing easy. I mean, nothing hard. It's just a travesty that we are here, right? And with the stage being set that way it is, bruh, black folk better wake up.
Better wake up quick, because you even see what's going on in DC. You got a sister that's a mayor, and so he goes in, calls in the National Guard, and it's like, for what? What do you call? Crime is down in DC right now,
based on the numbers, absolutely.
But you gonna call out for martial law to come in?
Because, man, again, that's what they're looking for, bro. That man, he's trying to stay in office forever, man.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, he's trying to get the homeless off the street and get them to working in them factories or in them fields, things of that nature. That we see what's going on.
Well, good luck with.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Good luck with that one. But yeah, they're definitely going to criminalize homelessness because, again, bro, you got deconsecration camps, bit, and like I said, man, you got to fill the beds, and if you run out of immigrants, you keep going down that scale that you done created, and so that's where they are, man. So again, you're going to criminalize homelessness. And then you're going to start locking them up. You can't put them in the county jail because they already over capacity. So the next step down, of course, is concentration camps. Those man, it's a plan, player.
Yeah. Making America great again. It's a plan. It's a real plan now.
It's a plan. Yeah. It might not be for us, but it's a plan.
Then right, you are a smart man now. You're a real smart man. So tell me about this dude named Larry Ellison. Who is this dude?
This dude here is about to be, like I said, man, it's not the folk that you see in the front that you need to be concerned about. It's the people behind the scene that you don't hardly know their name.
Right.
But they are positioned right now, man, to literally run the world. And Ellison with his son over there at Paramount, that's the reason why, again, CBS and settled with Trump as far as 60 Minutes. and all that stuff, because again, they want this deal to go through. And
Right.
here we go. Ellison's son is on the board. Of course, he's supposed to be the CEO. And so Ellison right now, man, is the cat that own Oracle. He had the inside deal
The
with
inside deal. Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, took the name from the CIA and made a company out of it. how you do that, boy?
How you do
Had a
that?
contract with the CIA, and then
CIA.
you take the name you're working on and make a company out of it. But anywho, so yeah, man, these cats now poised, man, with the largest media company in the world. And again, Ellison, man, he has Oracle, which is dynamite. I mean, like I said, your digital footprint, bruh. If y'all don't recognize how they have taken this digital footprint and your digital self and literally right now are poised and know everything about you from the Rudy to the Tootie, yeah. And they got it, man. This dynamiting is something serious, and folks don't recognize how bad it's gotten. But when you have 4 techies, you know, become lieutenant colonels in the freaking army.
In the army.
In the freaking army. Folks talking about that happened with technology. Why you gotta make them colonels?
Exactly.
You know, and so it's been set up. You know this thing has been set up. That's why you need to have a hexef in there, because Austin would have done nothing like that. Wasn't no way in the world you'd get that through.
No.
To make these cats a lieutenant colonel in the army with no military history, no military experience. But now they are 2 steps, if you take the colonel out, they're 2 steps away from a general, man. How do you do that? How do you do that, man? That's crazy, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So let's run that beautiful beam footage on Mr. Larry Ellison. So y'all will know who we talking about. So you would get a good understanding about who he is.
Larry Ellison just became the most powerful man in America because of Daddy's little boy. This is Larry Ellison's son, David. He owns Skydance Media, the company that just merged with Paramount. Larry Ellison's son. Larry Ellison is the guy who owns Oracle Corporation, one of the largest computer software and cloud storage companies in the world, that he interestingly founded after working on a major project for the CIA to build a database that was codenamed Oracle. So that's weird. Ellison's company now provides data storage to OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. Oracle has a $500 billion partnered investment with OpenAI and SoftBank Group Corporation in 10 gigawatts of AI infrastructure in the United States over the next 4 years. So if we ask ChatGPT a question, the answer is very likely produced using data stored in Larry Ellison's company's database. In that cloud is data about everything. So Larry Ellison's becoming the AI data guy. He's a big tech billionaire who not only has a ton of power because of his own companies and investments, he has sway now through his sons too. David Ellison was meeting with the Trump administration to negotiate the huge merger between his company Skydance and Paramount, which also owns CBS. And no, South Park isn't the only show being affected. Notably, Stephen Colbert's show was canceled amidst the negotiations.
This is all just going away.
The FCC voted in late July to approve Paramount's $8.4 billion merger with Skydance Media and transfer all 28 CBS television station licenses to Larry Ellison and his family, because even if David Ellison is Paramount's new chairman and CEO, it's his dad who's footing the bill, alongside the private equity company Redbird. And it's dad who has Trump's ear too. Also, as part of this agreement, David Ellison pledged to abandon all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at Paramount. This is just a ton of power to be in one family, and it puts Larry Ellison in the growing ranks of billionaire big tech execs who own major media companies, while Trump cuts funding for public broadcasting. But I'm sure nothing's going to go wrong giving more power to the guy who once said citizens will be on their best behavior because we are constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on. Or who suggested that the government unify all the national data to be put into a database and feed it to AI. But at least Larry Ellison can now continue to support his passions, like hanging out on his private island and racing his yachts. I'm not even kidding. He owns an island in Hawaii, and he's been heavily involved in yacht racing for decades and has won several major competitions, including the America's Cup twice, as the owner of Oracle Team USA, of course.
That's why when you put something in AI, it spits it right back out to you because all the data is in AI.
It is, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
All the data from the government is in AI.
Is in AI.
Yeah.
And so now you know why, again, they put that in that quote unquote big, beautiful bill that there'll be no kind of laws to govern AI for the next 10 years.
Exactly.
Figure that out. No state can pass any kind of laws to regulate AI for 10 years. Now, how the heaven you gonna do
that? Executive order, wasn't it?
I'm telling you, man. This.
Oh, that was in the bill. That was in the bill too.
Man,
yeah.
No, that's in the bill. That's in the bill. That's in the bill.
Yeah.
And so when you're looking at the dynamics of what they're doing, again, your boy Musk put that data center out there in Memphis, Tennessee, which is tearing up the environment out there for the black people. So when you look at, again, the moves that they're making and stuff that they're doing, and you look at the laws and legislation that have been passed right now, everything benefits, again, big tech. Because again, AI is the next quote unquote wave. And they're doing everything, man, again, to protect that entity. Because again, this data mining is something serious. And she's right. And that's what I'm telling you, man. When y'all keep saying Alexa do this and Alexa do that and Siri this and Siri that. I'm telling you, man. Now, one thing my dad has said that he said a lot. But one thing that really stuck in my mind, he said, "Now let me tell you something, boy." He said, "Now, if she listening to you, who listening to her?" Ooh. You know, you know what I'm saying? So you got a point.
Right.
That's why he said you couldn't find Alexa or Siri nowhere around Rev because he was like, You don't know who listening to her.
Exactly that. And you saw the little shenanigans in the White House with Apple. You saw that.
That part. Right?
And then they promised what, $100 billion?
That's what they said.
Okay, because the money is gonna be there.
Well, again, infrastructure is everything, man, and you're years from that. I mean, everything was outsourced, of course, to China and Japan. Right. Those cats, they got the corner market on it, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna be very difficult. And you can say $100 billion investment, okay, but again, you got infrastructure. You're gonna need human capital, unless you're gonna do everything robotically, which 9 out of 10 is probably what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
You know, so it's so many different twists and turns there, brother, that you're 5, 10, 12 years away from that goal. But again, still, you can announce anything and make it sound good.
Right.
That don't mean it's going to be beneficial to you anytime soon.
Exactly.
It's just a sound bite.
Yeah, and see, that's why Musk is on the backside. Now they done put him in a little room and say, "You stay in there, don't you come out."
Because that cat got all that he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
He literally got all that he needs. I mean, the man put his dishes all up in the White House and other government facilities. Man, come on. He owns FAA as far as that's concerned. He owns NASA.
But Doc, he want more. He mad at AI right now.
Okay, but again, everybody's looking for those cats, man. It is those cats. Their mindset is who got the biggest bank account. You know, that's the award that those cats wants to have. Who has the biggest bank account? So that's what they're pulling for. And you know, so at the end of the day, man, they're making moves. And I say those who have the capacity to do it, they're doing themselves to position themselves again to be able to get that particular status. Right. And so all the things he did, man, benefited him. Every single thing he did in FAA, EPA, all of the stuff benefited him.
Right.
And so you look at what's going on after he got all that he wanted, 6 months in, now all of a sudden you bowing out gracefully. Really?
If I done got everything I want, why I'm staying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, come on. The government didn't get this far down the pike in 6 months. So you're not going to pull it out in 6 months.
No.
You know, and so you go in and like I said, in 6 months, you're out the door. So that tells you right there, he got all that he wanted.
Right.
He put in all that he wanted.
Right.
And so now he can extract all that he wants.
He wants. Right.
So that's where you are, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so that little feud, they miraculously came up with him and Trump.
Come on, man. No, come on now.
Come on now. Just like the ear.
We got to cover we got to cover our tracks somehow.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
And just like that fake assassination on Trump.
Oh yeah, bro. Come on now. If that type of rifle, if it was to shoot at him, it would have blew his head off.
You know what I'm saying, man? To get that close.
Close.
And know that.
And I'm just going.
Just a nick.
Come on.
All I'm saying is look at the picture before and after.
Exactly.
And that should tell you everything you need to know.
Everything you
but
need
anyhow.
Anyhow.
Everything you need to know, man. You know. But I mean, the real deal, man, is because again, the infrastructure, man, and the people that's really pulling the strings. They're the ones now being inserted, man, in your government. Again, I don't care who in the front.
Right.
I could care less who's in front of that camera. You need to look who you can see.
Right.
That's who you need to be concerned about.
Exactly.
Because those are the ones, man, pulling the string. Yeah. Those are the ones pulling the string, man.
Right. All right. The Fair Tax Act.
We got a fair tax.
There's nothing fair about this tax act. I'm telling you. They're trying to pass this Fair Tax Act. Okay? Yep. They're going to tell you this. They're going to say, right, you don't have to pay no more income tax.
Okay.
You can keep all your money.
Okay.
It's going to be okay. We're just going to have one tax.
Okay.
And it's a national tax. 30% tax. But guess what?
Okay.
Every time you buy something, that 30% tax you're going to be charged for. Not on top of the state sales tax.
That part.
So you're going to be charged 30% every time you buy something, plus the sales tax that go along with that.
That's 37% already in Georgia.
Already in Georgia, Doc, 37%. So your houses is going to cost 37% more.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Tack on 37% to a goddamn $400,000 house.
Come on now.
Oh, player, what we doing?
You think houses are unaffordable now?
Hell, you think food unaffordable? You think food unaffordable?
Food.
Okay. Play with it.
Yes.
Play with it.
One tax, a national sales tax. And they're going to make it sound so beautiful and so great. They're going to say, you don't have to pay taxes. No, there's no more income tax.
So they say.
So they say. A national sales tax. That every time you buy something, you're going to be charged that tax plus the sales tax. This is crazy.
It's crazy, man, but they got a stooge in there that, again, that's going to push that mess through.
They're going to push that button.
They're going to push that button, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's run the beautiful bean footage because you need to know everything that goes along with this before you say, okay, I go for it because I ain't got to pay no more income tax. I can keep my money. No, you can't. They're going to take your money another way.
That's right.
We have to talk about this bill the House Republicans have introduced called the Fair Tax Act. This bill, if passed, would repeal all federal taxes, including income tax, payroll tax, gift tax, any tax on corporate income, and all capital gains tax. And it would replace them with a national sales tax of 30%. Now, Republicans will say it's only 23%, but according to the Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy, it's actually 30% because of how sales tax is calculated. Republicans are giving us a percentage based on the gross price, but we don't pay sales tax on the gross price. We pay on the original price. So they have reverse engineered the percentage to make it sound better, but it's not. To be clear, under this bill, if you buy something for $100, it will now cost you $130. And that doesn't include state tax, which would be on top of the 30%. The Fair Tax Act is a consumption tax. So you're taxed anytime you consume any goods or services. You buy a gallon of milk, you go to a restaurant, you see a movie, a plumber comes to your house, your child needs new shoes. Under this proposed bill, you would be paying an extra 30% for every single one of those things right across the board. Republicans ran on fixing inflation and rising costs, but they've now proposed a bill that would make every single thing in your life 30% more expensive. You'd think if your plan was to completely change our tax system and how the entire country is funded, you would have mentioned that when you were running for office. Because I'm not seeing how any of this fixes gas prices or deals with the border. And it doesn't take a huge mental leap to see the overnight impact of a 30% tax hike on certain markets. Housing market. Yikes. New and used car market. Collapsed. Retail clothing. Underwater. Travel. No thank you. Small business. See you later. I mean, a good part of this country is already living paycheck to paycheck. How are they expected to start paying 30% more for absolutely everything? We have to remember that our current tax system is progressive, meaning it takes an increasing percentage of our income depending on how much money we make. A national sales tax would be 30% for everyone on everything every time, except we all don't have the same amount of money. So this proposal would drastically change the lives of a lot of people in America. In fact, when this idea was independently analyzed in 2011, the results were that most income groups would end up paying more with a consumption tax than they do in our current system, except for the top 5% of earners, who, shocker, would see a major tax cut. Now, the Republicans have said if you're incredibly poor or if you're living below the poverty line, you can apply monthly for a rebate on taxes paid. So not only will you have less money, you'll have more work. And the taxes you used to do once a year, you now get to do 12 times a year. So it's just a great idea. And what about people who are sick? I mean, our healthcare and prescription drug prices are already extraordinarily expensive. Are they planning to carve out exceptions for things like healthcare costs, or are we going to pay an extra 30% for medical on top of everything? What about deductions, tax credits, tax exempt status? What about your retirement savings or charitable giving? Do those exist anymore? Do we still have things we can write off if there's no income or corporate tax? What happens to charitable giving if no one actually gets a tax break for giving it? What about states like Oregon that don't have sales tax? Now they just do? And isn't Social Security funded by payroll tax? How do we keep Social Security if we aren't paying into it anymore? Oh yeah, we don't. Republicans are trying to sell us on this being a great deal for the American people. They're just simplifying the tax code. We won't have to file tax returns. You get to keep every single cent of your hard-earned money. Yeah, you get to keep every single cent of your money, except anything you need to spend your money on now costs 30 to 40% more. This is what the Koch brothers and their pals have dreamed of. This is what they've spent the past 50 years working on. Not just to reverse civil rights and women's rights, but workers' rights and the laws that force them to treat us with a modicum of respect. If we allow it, we're looking at an unstoppable rise of a new aristocracy, a new feudal system, modern-day robber barons looking down on us from their castles while we toil in their factories and struggle on their land. College is already increasingly out of reach. Housing is increasingly out of reach. Retirement is on the chopping block. Public education is constantly undermined. They want us to learn what they tell us to learn, and teach what they tell us to teach, and behave the way they tell us to behave. And it's a lot easier to control us if we are poor and stupid. This idea is so goddamn ludicrous, so self-serving, so unbelievably believable from this group of Republicans that it should galvanize and unify us. Not just Democrats, but independents and Republicans. These people are not going to stop unless we stop them. We have to make sure this House is the last vestige of power this group of people ever has. We must look at their proposal for the country and reject it. We, the people, say no thank you.
That's right. We, the people, say no thank you to that.
Trying to tell you, man.
Mm-mm.
But again, man, what your boy's doing now is distract,
Oh yeah.
Because keep all this stuff flaring up, man, making stuff that's not there, so that the real stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, like the fair tax,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that you won't know nothing until it didn't happen. Yeah.
Just like with this National Guard stuff in Washington, D.C. Come on, man.
Yeah. That's BS.
It's BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's no call for it, man, because again, like you're saying, that the crime rate in DC is down. They paid your boy over there in the police department to say, it's a good move. But again, at the end of the day, you're understaffed. All right. Well, if you're understaffed by 500 officers, then stop gutting everything as relates to the budget, everything, and get some folk in there. So there's ways to fix the problem.
Exactly.
But again, this is not what they want. You have to have this kind of control chaos, man. And like I said, LA was the first, trial. And so now you move it up to DC. Now he only supposed to have control over the police department for 48 hours. Then he has to appeal to the, the powers to be, for another 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure that one.
So
you're going to see how long this thing going to ride, man. But again, that's why you need a hack self in there, man. That idiot there, because no other 4-star general would sign off on this, man.
None.
They wouldn't sign off on this, man.
Now, the problem that you have in DC right now that he has not addressed is that you got a shortage of judges in DC. 21% shortage of judges in DC to handle legal cases.
Yes, sir.
He's not going to touch that because he don't want no judge. He want it just like this, like it is.
Yeah.
So it'd take years to even do those cases so that he can do what he want to do.
Oh yeah, man. They're trying to backlog the system, man. They know exactly what they're doing. They're stalling everything. Yeah, exactly. And that's why you fired everybody as far as federal workers, as far as career people. You're grinding everything to a halt. And so they, again, man, it's asinine to say that this is no rhyme or reason.
Right.
If you look at from start to finish, man, there's exactly around the reason what they did. There's a science to this madness.
Right.
But at the end of the day, people are being so reactionary to all this stuff. You're more concerned about reacting to a soundbite than you're actually dealing with the issue and getting ahead of the curve. Exactly. So your boy Cory Booker and your boy Jeffrey come on now.
Now, come on.
Come on now.
What's the plan?
That's all I'm saying, Blair.
Quit fussing. Quit yelling. Well, what's the plan? Can we come up with a strategic plan, please?
But even at that, if you would just put some of this stuff in the media, man, if they would do just a blitzkrieg of informing folks of what the real deal is and put stuff out there, they won't even counteract this stuff. But your boy is making sure that he controls the media. He's controlling. He's attempting.
Yeah,
he's attempting to control everything, man.
Exactly. That's why he came up with this fake organization, DOGE. Okay, they did their cuts, but that's the real fake news right there.
Yeah, what cuts?
What cuts?
What cuts? Yeah, do no cuts.
He just got rid of some stuff.
That's a man.
Cut.
No, just pull money from the budget, man.
Right, you still got the same debt.
Now you got
even more.
Now you got more, player.
Now you got more.
Yeah,
Let's go to that beautiful beam footage right quick.
Yes, sir.
On DOGE.
Elon Musk may have left the White House in May, but the work of the operation he started lives on, documented on what DOGE calls its online wall of receipts.
We cut hundreds of billions of dollars with DOGE.
But analysts who closely study federal budgets tell us that is an exaggeration, as are some claims on the wall of receipts. A CBS News review of 3 of the largest cuts listed there shows the actual savings were not a combined $6.4 billion as claimed, but $165 million. In other words, DOGE was off by 97%.
I think there are a lot of stakeholders out there who are rightly questioning these numbers.
Rachel Snyderman is an economic policy expert at the Bipartisan Policy Center.
Why hasn't DOGE changed the way it reports its cuts? Why are we still getting these accounting errors?
I think part of it is that the federal procurement process is extraordinarily complicated. I think we are talking about these very large-scale contracts that have, in some cases, multiple third-party actors who are bidding on them.
In this case, the 3 canceled contracts all funded COVID-19 testing and treatment during the pandemic. Nearly all the money had already been put to use before DOGE canceled the contracts.
Please go ahead.
This afternoon, I asked President Trump about the cuts to come.
How much more would you like DOGE to cut from the federal government?
It's not a question of DOGE. We have great people, secretaries and all, working with DOGE. and cutting with I said with a scalpel as opposed with an axe. There's cutting with a fine-tooth comb. And there's more cutting to do, but there's also more getting. We want smart people in government.
Speaking of smart people in government, Nancy, what more can you tell us about the sudden move to fill those vacancies at the National Weather Service?
Maurice, we have confirmed that the Weather Service has been granted special permission to hire about 450 meteorologists and other weather-related personnel to try to fill that big hole that was left when hundreds of forecasters were either fired or offered early exits by DOGE just a few months ago. And this comes amid concerns that the Weather Service may not be operating at full strength as hurricane season heats up.
Separate topic here. Bill and Hillary Clinton and several former attorneys general from around the country and from Washington, they got subpoenas from Congress. What's going on there?
These are subpoenas that were issued by the Republican-led House Oversight Committee to a number of former officials from both parties, including the Clintons, who knew Epstein. Now, it is worth noting, Maurice, that Congress has never successfully compelled a former president to testify. The last one to testify voluntarily was Gerald Ford back in 1983.
Okay. Now, we talking about DOGE and their cuts, right? And the cuts were fake. Now, how is it that all of a sudden we just let Epstein come up in there?
Again, man, deflect and deter.
Where his name has been, redact out of all the documents?
All of them, man.
Yeah. So what does he care if it comes out?
Well, I mean, again, that's why you let them files come out, because, dude, it's obvious to know that your hand has been in the cookie jar, and you done pulled out some cookies.
Oh yeah,
You done pulled out some cookies.
Some good cookies, boy.
Yeah, your boy.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we everyone knows what that is. And so it's asinine to think you're gonna get any movement on this in the next 4 years. It don't even look for it.
Don't even look for it.
You know, the real deal is, again, man, when you're putting out fictitious information, which everyone knows this administration does, and now again you hired this cat to be over the Labor Commission, a lawyer that's from the Heritage Foundation. Again, so you can fix the numbers. So this is, again, man, a situation where, from your health, again, to economics, everything as far as what the general public needs to know, they're keeping you frequently in the dark. This is a page out of the book of Eli, by the way. But anywho, any kind of tyranny has to keep the citizenry, man, in black. You know, they got to keep them in the dark. So that's all this is. It's just the scale by which this is happening. And again, when you still have quote unquote career politicians sitting in these chairs, and you're letting this happen. Again, your Mitch McConnell's, your Grassies, I don't want to call them other ones because they don't even count. No,
they don't even count.
But it's just those up there who's been up there, man. Again, 50, 60 years up in them chairs, man. That's the issue, man. It's, again, when you got those kind of cats that's been up there, so that lets you know that, again, maybe it's something that they want too.
Right. Exactly.
That part.
That part right there.
Yeah, maybe there's something that they want too, because, again, if you know that this would not fly on an Obama administration, you know this right here. You crucified the man for wearing a brown suit. You know,
for killing a fly with his hand. Come on,
dude. So if you would go through all this again, and you know this wouldn't fly, but in another administration, especially a black one, then you know, man, again, you got yourself a question. Then maybe this is something that everybody wants. Because your boy Mike Johnson, when he was asked the question as far as Hunter Biden, and he was saying, you know, as far as the crime family, the thing he said about Trump is, he said, well, everything that Trump is doing, at least he's doing it out in the open. This is what the cat said. This came out the boy's mouth at a press conference. He said, at least everything Trump is doing
is out in the open.
He's doing it out in the open.
Even though it's wrong, he doing it out in the
Even though
open. That makes it right.
I guess what you're saying, because again, when you're looking at crypto, when you're looking at again the plane from Qatar, when you're looking at all this good stuff, man, they're saying that at least he's quote unquote doing out open. Yes, he is, because he thinks again that he's untouchable and that he can.
Right.
And when you see who he's in the bed with, you can see why he feels that way.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that's the thing, man. Because again, if you look at the situation, the guardrails literally are allowing this stuff to go through. So
Exactly.
10 out of 10, man, this is exactly what they want to happen. This is not nothing new.
Right.
They've been waiting for this, man.
Exactly. They've been waiting for this. And coming directly from President Trump's mouth, okay? He said that they wanted smart people in the administration, correct?
And how he fit.
Yeah, how he fit. But then, you know, we got the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, and she was brought to the carpet on how smart she was by a sister by the name of Summer Lee. So let's have a little fun right now with Summer Lee and Linda McMahon right here on Uncommon Sense.
I don't understand why you're incapable of
just
answering.
not giving you the answer you want.
No, I want the answer, whatever your answer is.
I just gave you the answer.
No, the answer is yes or no. So let's talk about so-called illegal DEI, as you all have called it, a phrase you continually bring up, that I'm still unclear on, especially after 3 federal judges have preliminarily ruled that your illegal DEI guidance is likely unconstitutional and unenforceable, illegal, as it were. Secretary McMahon, during your confirmation hearing, you were asked by Senator Chris Murphy if an African-American history class violated the administration's position on diversity, equity, and inclusion. You said you'd like to look into it. You've been on the job for a few months now. Have you been able to look into it?
I do not think that African studies or Middle East studies or Chinese studies are part of DEI if they are taught as part of the total history package. So that if you're giving the facts on both sides, of course they're not DEI.
I don't know what both sides of African-American history would be. Would you say that it would be an illegal DEI for a lesson plan on the Tulsa Race Massacre?
I'd have to get back to you on that.
Do you know what the Tulsa Race Massacre is?
I'd like to look into it more and get back to you on it.
Okay, so I look forward to that. How about the book Through My Eyes by Ruby Bridges, for instance?
I haven't read that.
Have you learned about Ruby Bridges?
If you have specific examples you'd like
that was a specific example.
I'll be very happy.
It was an incredibly specific example.
I named the specific questions, and I will look into it and get back to you on them.
Thank you. How about a school having a voluntary celebration for Pride Month?
Well, I think that
voluntary.
Well, let's make sure that in our schools,
this is yes or no?
We're looking. No, it's not.
Okay. How about social studies standards that teach that President Biden won the 2020 election?
I think our studies should all be taught accurately.
Yes or no?
I think our studies should
be taught accurately. The question was, do you believe that social studies standards that teach that President Biden won the 2020 election is an illegal DEI? Yes or no?
I think I have said we should teach accurately. We should.
No, you have not answered the question. Well, I don't understand why you're incapable of answering.
I'm just not giving you the answer you want.
No, I want the answer, whatever your answer is.
I just gave you the answer.
No, the answer is yes or no.
No, the answer is
the answer is yes or no.
Gentleladies,
thank you so much. I yield back.
And this is your Secretary of Education.
Like I said, I quit. There's no hope. Why try?
Really?
Why try? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised by nothing that comes out this, whatever this administration is. I'm not surprised by nothing, man. When you have someone like a Linda McMahon sitting up in there over the Department of Education. And I just got one question. In her lifetime, in my lifetime, what has she done in education?
Absolutely, positively, nothing.
Okay, well.
Nothing.
All right, but I'm done. I'm good.
Nothing.
So, I mean, this is what I don't understand.
I don't understand it either, bro.
But again, man, you got to understand something from the standpoint of, if I want to control a situation,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to allow you to think that you are in control.
Right. Right.
That part,
Right.
but I'm gonna allow you to think
You
are
in control. Yeah.
Secondly, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to surround you with the
Mm-hmm.
most asinine people you could possibly come up with.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore,
Mm-hmm.
there is no possible way for you to have control over anything
Exactly.
because there's nobody around you that can possibly do that. You
Mm-mm.
know, so when you're looking at the Department of Defense, when you're looking at again Department of Education, when you're looking at health, the Department of Health, none of this stuff is ran by anybody
Nobody.
that has any kind of sense on how to run those particular departments. So therefore, it can be controlled by the person who's behind the scene that really wants to do that stuff. That's why you got me in the jail.
Yeah.
So this is why again, no one should be surprised what's coming out of the pocket.
Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
But what we should be looking at though is we in we in August. And see, I got me stuttering. And we got 3 more years of this. Somebody better start doing
Somebody got to say something.
And protesting ain't it?
No.
No, Blair.
Now, this baby here, she been trying.
Oh, she knocking on the door, boy.
Jasmine Crockett.
She knocking on the door, boy.
And she got a little real here, bro. About Trump.
She getting raw now.
And also the deep problem that is going on. Now she raw now. And we must tell you, she's gonna be raw now. We didn't make her say these things. Now she said it on her own.
These are not our words.
These are not our words, but
hey, let the baby do what the baby do.
The baby do what she do. Right here on Common Sense.
Guardrails around this Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see. We need to have some real guardrails around this Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. Yes, he is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this. But he's been able to get away with this because the House Republicans are complicit. He's been able to get away with this because Senate Republicans are complicit. But most importantly, the courts, especially the Supreme Court, is complicit. And so I think one of the places that we have to start is we are absolutely, they are the highest court in the land, and they have no ethics guardrails. Now you go down to the lower courts and they do. How much sense does that make? When we know that they're taking money, we have the paper trail, and they refuse to put guardrails on themselves, so it's time for us to do it for them.
The baby tried.
She tried.
Baby tried.
Then she trying to point him in the right direction.
She tried.
She trying to.
But again, man, when you had these institutions, and I think this is what folks got to recognize, when you had these institutions brought into existence by a certain kind of people, okay?
Yeah.
And you got to understand the kind of people.
Right.
Yeah. And so when you recognize the kind of people that put these things in place, that's why you have it the way it is. That's why you have the infrastructure the way it is. That's why the wording is the way it is.
Right.
And so therefore, when you recognize these quote unquote institutions, the Supreme Court, whatever you want to put out there, the kind of individuals who establish these entities, make sure that it can operate the way they wanted to operate for years to come.
Right.
You know, and everyone that comes in there that tries, everyone that's, I don't mean to say try to change it, but everyone that comes in there that gets in that seat.
Right.
One or two things going to happen. Either you will conform to the chair.
Yeah.
Is that the problem? You will conform to the chair. Or you will now become very insignificant as long as you're sitting in that chair. It's just one or two things going to happen to you.
Two things. Yeah.
Okay. As long as you're in a chair. Now, the other option is getting you out that chair, which I don't know if you're going to deal with. But the only two options you got while you're in that chair is to conform to it or be very insignificant while you're in it. And most people who don't recognize the dynamics of sitting in that chair is the being conformed to it. And if you look at most folks who have sat in these chairs and these institutions,
Right.
they've conformed to the chair.
Yeah.
Because the institution conforms you to it.
Right.
Especially if you don't have the kind of spiritual fortitude to go against that, which again, now you're bringing in the church. The church
Right.
does not prepare people for those kind of chairs.
No.
Because you don't understand the institution.
Mm-mm.
And so that's a problem with church people. That's why you don't send a preacher to DC. You don't do that.
You don't do that.
Because
No.
a preacher does not understand that chair.
Mm-mm.
And this is not a throw on Warnock. I don't care who you throw up there.
Who you throw up there, bro?
They don't understand the institution. And so therefore, when Crockett, and I appreciate the sister, but when you have an institution that has the infrastructure that you are trying to now combat or try to get into alter, you got to recognize the kind of people that were back there are here right now.
Here right now.
So that kind ain't left. And so if you think that kind is going to allow, one little firebrand to change an institution,
no.
Now you get a few in there, you might get something popping off, but you got too many of them kinds in there.
Right. Right. Exactly. You got an old man's philosophy there.
I mean, Jesus told you got dead man bones in you. So that's what that is.
Right.
And
like you were saying, don't put a preacher up there because this is not a religious situation.
No.
So why would you put him there?
But you don't understand, because again, you're putting Jesus, if that's the one you're following. I'm just saying, and you got to pick the Jesus that you follow, because the one that did anyway. But the situation is at hand. Again, if you're going to put somebody in there, you got to recognize that again, even Jesus is strategic in who he sent to people of authority.
Exactly.
He told your boy Peter, is you must appear before Caesar.
Yes.
All right. So I'm not going to send a Paul. I'm not going to send a Paul in there. I'm not going to send a James or Bartholomew or Thomas in there.
Right.
I'm going to send a guy that's articulate and speak several languages, that has dealt with authority and administrators and know how to navigate those waters.
Exactly.
So if you're looking at the situation, I'm not saying don't send someone, quote unquote, from the church or spiritual situation. I'm saying send someone who's astute in that particular arena. That this is their call, this is their purpose, this is what they're doing.
Right.
So and so the dynamic is, again, you cannot go in there with Peter, James, and John and Psalm 23 and think you're gonna flip that script. That's not how this works.
No.
And that's the issue again, man, with folks who don't understand institutions.
Right.
You don't understand certain dynamics because, again, you have not studied that thing. Okay, and you cannot keep putting, again, this stuff in these contexts where they don't fit.
They don't fit, Doc.
And that's the whole issue, man. And this is why when you have people pontificating and hollering, screaming at you, again, I appreciate Jeffries, I appreciate Cory Booker, but again, you are trying to stir emotions and appeal to someone's morals and values and character. When the issue is
they don't have it.
That part. That part right there. You ain't got none, player.
You ain't got none.
So why are we trying to go down the yellow brick road? We're not going to find
so
ours
we
that
got
way.
to come at another way. You can't come at it that way.
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. You're trying to, you're doing things with the wrong method. And so you'll never get the end result.
Never.
And that's the issue, man.
Right. That's the issue. That's the issue right there. Because when you got a joker right here, This is what he says about the election he just won.
This, it was made during my term, my first term, and it was so sad because I said, can you imagine I'm not going to be president? And that's too bad. And then what happened is they rigged the election and I became president. So that was a good thing. That was a good thing. That was quite an achievement for both of us. So I'll be president during the World Cup and during the Olympics.
Now, this joker just said, they rigged the election for me.
And I became president.
And I became president, right? Now, how do you combat that the election was rigged just for him?
And again, it's just glossed over like
nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. No,
Right.
Like the sitting president of the United States just said the election was rigged for him.
For him.
And he became president.
Exactly.
Because
but nobody says nothing.
No.
Nobody makes mention of it.
So, and to the thing about it again, that's why I'm saying as far as the media, you need to take everything that man says and come at him with everything he says.
Everything he says.
Just put it back on him. What did you mean by this? What did you mean by the elections were rigged and you became president? What did you mean by that statement?
And then going back to what you just said about the morals and values, that just showed you he has no morals and values.
He ain't got none.
No.
He doesn't understand that kind of conversation.
So why are you trying to have a morals and value conversation when he don't understand that?
That's all I'm saying, man. You know, Chris Tucker in Rush Hour.
Yeah.
When he was in the back of that cab.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get that cab driver to drive, right? And he was saying, and the cab driver wasn't doing nothing. The moment that boy pulled out a wad of money, the cab driver who was speaking Chinese now all of a sudden started speaking English, and now you're speaking my language.
Now you're speaking my language,
right? And then the car started moving.
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing, man. When you're talking to somebody in a language that they don't understand,
right?
I don't care how passionate you are. I don't care again how loud you become.
Nope.
I don't care how emotional you become. If you're not speaking that language, you're not going to get any movement in this.
Right.
And so that's the issue, man.
Exactly.
If you don't learn a person's language, then don't think you're going to get anywhere in that conversation.
Right.
And so I'm just saying, speak the man's language.
Right.
Of corruption, deception, lies, and and fake news. Speak that. You're going to start seeing some movement, brother.
No.
What you saying? This is
Bruh.
It's too
Bruh,
easy.
all you got to do is all you got to do is look at it. All you got to do is read the Bible. The Bible will teach you that.
Yeah, it does. It's right there.
It'll teach you that.
It's right there.
Because Paul spoke what 7 languages
all day long, player.
So he knew. So when he sent Paul in, he knew, okay, he can roll 7 different ways. He good.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But then if you only know one language, and you barely know that one.
Barely know that one. Goddamn. You big dummy. That's all I'm saying, man. Just come on.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with people, man. I'm serious. I've been around this world, 54 years. I don't think that. Okay. And so nothing surprises me.
Nothing.
But what I am surprised at is, that you're not listening to what a great man said. When he said that a problem cannot be solved on the same conscious level by which it was created. And so if Einstein told you that,
right,
that a problem cannot be solved with the same consciousness that way it started.
So why are you sending the same consciousness in there to try to
That's all I'm saying. Player, if you don't listen to me, listen to Einstein. I mean,
Einstein, just listen to him.
Listen to brother, he just told you. Send somebody in there that think a little bit differently. You will get movement.
But you keep yelling and hollering and screaming at him, gonna get it.
That's not gonna happen. Player.
No, that's not gonna happen.
No,
it's not gonna happen.
And you better watch the races here in Georgia. You know your governor's coming up. You know.
Do you see the candidates who running for governor? What?
Don't get me started. We already over time.
Yeah,
Don't get
yeah,
me
yeah.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
I said, "Oh my goodness, what?
Come on now, y'all.
You doing what? For real?"
Thurman.
My.
Why?
Alicia. Okay.
Why?
Okay. Why?
We
shall see.
Yo, we gonna see.
We gonna see.
We gonna see the same goddamn thing. I'm trying to think. We gonna
What
see
you
the
think?
same.
Even worse.
I'm trying to tell you, but
Bruh, I'm just saying.
come on, yo.
Come on now.
Yeah, you gonna tell me after all these years? All these years.
That's all we got.
That's all.
That's all we got.
That's all I'm asking, man. After all these years, this all we got. Okay.
Uncommon sense conversation. Trying to make sense out of something. Make sense out of something here.
Make it make sense. Okay.
You can hear every Tuesday at 7:00 p.m. on thetruevision.net and senseuask.com. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncommon sense right here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Wow.